Today's lesson is lesson 3-5. It is apply integer operations. So on the warm-up, you just did some introduction with the IXL, with evaluate numerical expressions involving integers. Today, what we're looking at is our order of operations. Okay, the order of operations. Do you guys remember that word PEMDAS from elementary school? PEMDAS. Now, the PEMDAS, that is your order of operations, where the P stands for parentheses, the E stands for exponents, the M and the D are multiplication and division, and the A and the S are addition and subtraction. Very good. Now, you'll notice that I crossed the P out. I crossed the P out and changed it to G because P stands for parentheses. If you'll remember, in Module 2, we talked about absolute value. Right? So we know we have the parentheses. We have absolute value. Remember I told you absolute value is also a grouping symbol. Okay? There's another grouping symbol that if you have a fraction, A over B, that fraction bar is also a grouping symbol. Okay? You will learn about this year, you'll learn about this one. This one is called a square root. And of course, we also have those. Those are brackets. Okay? So let's write this down. So, because parentheses is not the only grouping symbol, we changed the P to G for grouping symbols. Okay? Then we have the exponents. That's E for exponents. You guys remember what exponents are? So, for example, if we had 2 to the third power, that means 2 times 2 times 2. That's what the exponent tells you, okay? Then we have multiplication and division, and this, you guys, is extremely important. This note right here, multiplication and division from left to right, okay? And then we have addition and subtraction. Again, there's that note, from left to right. So if you follow this order, you'll always come out to the correct solution. So here we have example 1, it's order of operations. It says the order of operations can be applied to solve expressions with integers. Okay? Now, one more time, when we are evaluating expressions, we want to use our PEMDAS, where we have grouping symbols, then exponents, then multiplication and division from left to right, and then from addition, and then we have addition and subtraction from left to right. Okay, there's my little reminder right there. So, for 9 times -1 times -8 minus -13, what do I do first? Are those parentheses grouping symbols?
No.
No, they are not. Those are just there to separate, remember, the sign of the number and the operation. So those are just separation parentheses. Those are not grouping symbols, parentheses. So, try again. What should we do first? So, we're going to do the 9 times -1 first. So 9 times -1 is -9. And then I want you to rewrite the rest of the problem. Times -8 minus -13. Okay, what comes next? Yes? -9 times -8 comes next. Very good. So now we're going to do this multiplication right here. So negative times a negative is a positive. And 9 times 8 is?
72.
Very good. So we have 72 minus a negative 13. So now what is the rule when we are subtracting integers? Very good, very good. So here, yes, we're going to keep, change, change. So the 72 stays the same. The subtraction becomes addition. And the negative 13 becomes positive 13. Oops. So now we have 72 plus positive 13, which gives us 85. Very good. All right. So how about you guys do this letter B on with your table partners? And you guys, if you are showing your work correctly, there you have your inverted triangle. So we're going to do the negative 3 times negative 7 first. And yes, we're going to get positive 21. Then we have plus a negative 16. What is the rule for adding integers with different signs? Not keep, change, change. That's only for subtraction. Very good. So here the rule is that we need to subtract the digits. You guys need to make sure you review this. The rule for adding integers with different signs is you subtract the digits and take the sign of the bigger number. So 21 minus 16 is? 5. And then the bigger number is 21, so the sign is going to be positive. So here we have, you know what, let's do this one together. So we've got, let's do letter D together. We've got negative 5 times negative 12 plus negative 15, okay? So on this one, what are we going to do first? We're going to do the multiplication first. Very good. So negative 5 times negative 12 is equal to? Positive. Very good. Because a negative, bless you, times a negative is a positive. So that's going to be a positive 60 plus a negative 15. Now, again, what's the rule when we are adding integers with different signs? Subtract the digits and take the sign of the bigger number. So 60 minus 15 is 45, and my sign is going to be positive. Is everybody clear? All right. With your table partners, I would like for you to do letter C. All right. So the first thing we're going to do with 11 times negative 2 times negative 4 minus negative 10 is what? We're going to do the 11 times negative 2. Very good. So 11 times negative 2 is? Negative 22. And then make sure you rewrite. Times negative 4 minus negative 10. What comes next?
Negative 22 times negative 4.
Beautiful. So here, we're doing negative times a negative, which is a positive. So that's going to be positive 88 minus negative 10. What's the rule for subtraction? Very good. So keep, change, change. So the 88 stays the same. The subtraction becomes addition, and the negative 10 becomes positive 10. So here we have 88 plus positive 10, which gives us, very good. Is everybody clear? All right. Example 2 is order of operations. In here it says, in a recent year, average temperature during the month of June in Hall Beach, Canada was 23 degrees Fahrenheit. We want to use this expression right here to find the average temperature in degrees Celsius. Okay? Now, again, you guys, we want to use our GEMDAS. All right, so just as a reminder, we're going to use our GEMDAS. And if you have to, keep on writing this PEMDAS, PEMDAS, PEMDAS all over your paper. You go ahead and do it, just as a reminder. So, grouping symbols, exponents, multiplication and division from left to right, and addition and subtraction from left to right. So, with this one, what do we need to do first? We need to do the 23 minus 32 because that is inside the grouping symbol, okay? So we're going to do this first. Is everybody with me?
Yeah.
All right, so well, this is subtraction. What's the rule for subtraction? Keep, change, change. So this is going to be 23 plus negative 32. Very good. What's 23 plus negative 32? 23 plus negative 2. Negative 9. Very good. So we rewrite. So now we've got 5 times negative 9 divided by 9. Remember, when you say over 9, that means division, right? So, what do I do first? Or next? What do I do next? You're going to do the multiplication right up here. Because remember, this fraction bar is a grouping symbol. So that means I have to do the stuff on top next. So 5 times negative 9 is negative 45. Remember, positive times a negative is a negative. So that's negative 45. And we're going to divide that by 9, which gives us, beautiful. So here we have 60 divided by negative 5 times 4 minus a negative 6 times 2. Order of operations says that what we're going to do first. What are we going to do first? We have to do the grouping symbols first, right? And remember, we said that that fraction bar is a grouping symbol. So here, we're going to do the negative 5 times 4. So negative 5 times 4 is negative 20. So here, we've got 60 divided by negative 20 minus negative 6 times 2. Now, what am I going to do next? We need to do 60 divided by negative 20. Is everybody with me? All right. So 60 divided by negative 20 is negative 3 minus negative 6 times 2. Now what am I going to do? No. Negative 6 times 2. We have to do that multiplication first. Okay? So now, what's negative 6 times 2? Negative 12. So we have negative 3 minus negative 12. And now I have subtraction. What am I going to do there? Now we're going to do keep, change, change. So that negative 3 stays the same. The subtraction becomes addition. And that negative 12 becomes positive 12. So here, now we are adding integers with different signs. What's the rule for adding integers with different signs? And what do I do to those numbers? Subtract. So we subtract the digits and take the sign of the bigger digit. So 12 minus 3 is 9. And which one is bigger, the 3 or the 12? 12. So what's my sign going to be? Positive, because 12 is bigger. So it's going to be a positive 9. Do I have to write this plus here?
No.
No, you don't need to write that plus there. So you just write plus. That's the positive 9. So now you're going to go back to your IXL that we started for our warm-up, and you're going to evaluate numerical expressions now that you have the benefit of lecture.